Oh god, it looks so small again. Hang on a minute. I can't measure myself any bigger. Right, actually that's it. Still looking quite dark. I can fix that. Hang on. Right. More light. Should look better now. Yeah, that looks a bit better. Okay. Okay. Hi, Mr. Football. Welcome to the stream. Very, very quick on the off the traps. I'm doing all right, thank you. How are you doing? That's all I'm really interested to know. Right, hang on. Just getting the thumbnail sorted. I'll be quick. God, I see a really big game here. Charlie Brown, welcome. Lequan Henry, welcome. Jack, welcome. All of you are here. Right, let's get this game started then. Let's get this stream properly going. We've got a Friday game, which is bizarre. You know, well, I say it's not really bizarre, but we've actually have a Friday game this week, so a little bit different from what we had. No more COVID for me, so you can go to the bar game. Ah, fair play, Evil Spirit. Welcome to the stream, by the way. It's always a bummer when you've got COVID and you miss a couple of games. No, good. You know, Championship HQ, you're not looking forward to Friday. Yeah, you're a Swansea fan, aren't you, Championship HQ? Yeah, it's not really exciting times for Swansea at the moment, isn't it? Let's subscribe and shaker. That's one way of promoting it. Right, thumbnail done, description done. I can now concentrate. I'm going to try and get more light. Because the thing is about this TV, it blocks my daylight, so it makes the background look a bit darker, but I've actually got a beaming light. If you're wondering how I used to record my videos, I'll show it now actually. A little bit of an exclusive for you guys. A lot of people nowadays use like a fan to record their stuff. What I've got here is a hybrid. So yeah, this is the light that I use to beam this baby face, you could say. But then if you notice, it's got a claw right at the end, and that is where I put my phone. Back in the day, I used to balance my phone on my computer to record. What a save! Jeju again! Oh my gosh, how Bristol City not taking the lead? Right, wow, what a save that was. Oh gosh, what was I going to say? There's so much that I wanted to say. Hang on, let me find comments. There's going to be no way I'm going to catch up with you guys. Thanks for the support already. We've gone 3 likes already. Right. You got better code for FIFA 22, but I can only play Volt and Kickoff. Oh, that's a shame. Well, actually, if you do Kickoff, that should mean you should be able to see the new squads, shouldn't you? I need to know how to get the beta code. I probably could get it, but I've not looked into it. My mate's a Swansea fan, and you're saying, oh, yeah. Sam Clucas definitely riled up Swansea fans, didn't he? You know, he doesn't like them, doesn't he? And yeah, did the whole Lionel Messi celebration against them, didn't he? Yeah. And if you saw my tweet today, you would have seen me retweet someone getting a tattoo of it on his calf as well. Blackpool was being shushed by Darrod. Yeah, and to be fair, it was deserved. For what I heard with chances, Coventry did so much better. Blackpool have been a side that have not really got going in my eyes, so fair play to Coventry. 2 wins out of 3 in the opening day. You know, that's a much better start from what I had last year. I think they only had 1 win in the opening 3 games last year, so to have 2 already looks really good. Oh my gosh. He was on his own there. Should have done better there. What on earth was that? Squads aren't fully updated and ratings are the same. Squad? Really? So they've kept the squads the same, and they've kept the same rating. Then what's the bloody point of giving you the code to FIFA 22? You got career mode and ultimate team in the beta code. I mean, it sounds like that they're going to vary, what you get with the beta code. I mean, that's probably why I might not get it. What a pass by Hanno Singo. Good defending. Both my players in Gaffer got assists, but Smith's on the bench. What I'll say with that, it doesn't necessarily matter if they're on the bench or not. If you've got a starting 11 player that's not playing, it'll automatically replace him. So it's not the end of the world if you've got someone on the bench, Charlie Brown. Blue Terrier, welcome to the stream. I know this is irrelevant to the game, but Steve Cooper was at Huddersfield and Preston last night. Was he really? That's interesting. Now, if that's the case, nah, Steve Cooper can't join Preston, surely not. I mean, I don't know. I mean, who'd want to go to Preston right now? I wouldn't say too many people at the moment, unfortunately. You hate the gameplay for FIFA 22. I mean, to be fair, it's literally the same game. The only reason I'm going to get it is to basically just get the updated squads, really. The FIFA 22 beta is not working for you. You've got 7 more points on my bench, so I'm hoping Lumley gets 76 gets a clean sheet, yes. Oh, I think we've got a penalty here. Marcus M, welcome to the stream. Tom Huddlestone has rejoined Hull City. I read it as Tom Hiddleston for a minute, but yeah, Tom Huddlestone. I did get that transfer literally within minutes after I posted it, and unfortunately I had to be really, really quick with that video because I have work literally within minutes after I had to publish that video. So I saw it and I thought, great, people are going to say with that already. Right, is Wales, what a penalty. It's 1-0 Bristol City. Two sides, which I'm not too sure of, but now Bristol City have convinced me a little bit more now. Chris Martin's actually had a really good start alongside of Andy King. They've both been great. Light on all 6 accounts. Fantastic, man. Thank you so much, Jack. Are Reading a good team, says Darraj? I think they're a good team, but I just think they've got a big problem with squad depth. I really think so, and I think it's going to be frustrating with them. You can get the code by email. Alright, I can check. I'll check my email after this. Rob Dickey could get 4 and 4 tonight. Yeah, that's right. 4 and 4 would be an unbelievable start for Rob Dickey, wouldn't it? I completely forgot. Yeah, it's Middlesbrough who they're playing against. Neil Warnock team. It'll be tough, but definitely possible for Rob Dickey to get 4 goals in 4 games. What an unbelievable start that'll be to the season. He's just going to raise his transfer value every time he plays a game now. He could be looking in around the 15 to 20 million bracket if he carries on at this rate. Bar being linked with Van Bergen from Herevian. I have heard of him. I don't know where I may have seen him. I might have seen him in a previous club. Could be a good signing. Simon Moore says Darraj Games with 2 clapping emojis. I agree. To be honest, I wasn't too sure on who the number 1 goalkeeper was. And I think some people said they would have been more comfortable with Ben Wilson in goal. But actually, Simon Moore, fair play to him. He was someone who wasn't really getting enough minutes as Sheffield United's goalkeeper. But being number 1 in Coventry, he's really stepped up. He's actually a goalkeeper with full of experience as well. He's not one of the youngest goalkeepers around. Who do you think will be the first Championship manager will be sacked? I think it'd either be Frankie McAvoy or, at this rate, Russell Martin. Oh, that's close. You transferred out Dickey to get Spence on Gaffer because QPR aren't scoring and Spence is the best attacking defender when he starts for Borough. Yeah, I think some cheap options, which I think will be good. Isaiah Jones seems to be a good one. Ryan Giles is always a good one to go for as well. I've not got them, but if there's any ones to look out for who could be quite cheap for your squad, Ryan Giles is quite reliable. As I said, Isaiah Jones has proved to be quite reliable at the moment. Peterborough Fan TV, welcome. Yes, I'd understand if you were gutted about last night. 2-0 lead as well, and to throw it away. I mean, it's typical Cardiff. They never give up, and it was literally... free kick. Oh, that was close. Yeah, honestly, it was right in their control. But unfortunately, as it stands, just Cardiff have just got that experience, haven't they? And Peterborough just should have done better defending Nathan Flint for that equalising goal. So yeah, that's the thing. Huddersfield are looking to sign Matty Longstaff on loan. I did notice that. I did talk about Matty Longstaff in my transfer show yesterday. I think I said Blackburn and Forest were linked with him. I can't quite remember what two clubs were linked with him, but not really surprised with the links with Huddersfield, especially if Lewis O'Brien will leave to join Leeds at some point. He could be a good like-for-like replacement, actually. Someone with a load of quality and potential, more importantly, as well. Here's Conor Hourihane here. What on earth did he do there? How on earth did he not score? That defence literally opened the door and told him, there you go. Score position between Coventry and Reading. I might edge Coventry at the moment, maybe 2-1, but, that will maybe change on Friday. Flint scored in Fergie time. Yeah, I agree. I'm going to go to the Forest game today. I hope Chris gets the team selection right. Yeah, and you know what? One win right now would really improve your prospect. I'm only just seeing, Huddersfield win, how much it's improved their position in the table. For the fact that they've picked up 4 points now, it looks a lot better now. But Huddersfield are going to have a really interesting season. God, we've got a yellow card. I was thinking we might have our first red card in this stream, but no. It was Zach Viner with the booking there. It was a really poor challenge, are you? It's annoying as well, because these squads, for me, should be updated, but they clearly have not done so. So yeah, an unusual time for me to stream today, early afternoon, but reason being, I can't upload today. I've got quite a fair few shifts today, so I thought instead what would be good is that if I get rid of the time and the burden to do FIFA's predictions now, I think that would be a good way for you to get some content, and plus it'll give you guys a chance to speak to me as well. Right, it was offside. It wasn't anything to do with Bentley there. 14 of you watching and so many comments. I've been really struggling to keep up. Slavisa Jokanovic will be the first to be sacked by the second international break. Yeah, that's the thing with Sheffield United. Sheffield United are a team that not many people know what they're going to predict with. He could be one that he will be sacked quickly, and if Sheffield United continue this form, then yeah, I won't be surprised. But if Sheffield United recover, then I think they will back him. You've got to remember as well, when he was with Fulham really struggled at the start of, I think, was it the 16-17 season where they did that? No, I think it was actually the 17-18 season, where they really struggled, and then in the second half of the season, they had an unbelievable run of form. So sometimes with Jokanovic, I think it just sometimes take a little bit of time for them to get cooking. So I would expect them to actually lose against West Brom. I think they will lose against West Brom. But I can't remember if they go on the weekend. I should know by the time I've got their fixtures up. They've got Huddersfield, haven't they? Right. If Huddersfield are able to beat Sheffield United, then there's real alarm bells at Sheffield United. Sheffield United need to look at this game and think, yes, this is the game that they can kickstart their season with. Forest get Matty Longstaff. A lot of people want Matty Longstaff, and I'm not surprised. Oh my gosh, there's so many comments. Yes. It looks like Jack's going to Cornwall. Not fair play. Did I sim the Cardiff game yet? No, this is the first game I've simulated. Cardiff is a little bit later on. They've got Millwall, haven't they? So Cardiff will be one of the next games I do. You predicted Posh and Cardiff spot on in BENHD's in Prediction League. Yeah, I got Millwall and Fulham, that's it. Millwall, Fulham, right. I only got 4 points. To be fair, not many people did too well in that week, though. For what I've noticed, because I've already calculated my viewers' points and stuff for Tuesday's games, I think the highest amount of points we got in the first batch of games was 6 out of the 7 games that they were played. Well, just 6 points. I got 4 because obviously I got 1 correct score and I got 1 correct result, 1 correct outcome, which I think was an away win for Stoke. But I didn't expect Stoke to score 3 goals. That was something I couldn't foretold at all. I've only just noticed this is an amateur AI. I need to change that. What's the next game alphabetically? I can't actually... Oh, well, it's the early game. So we've got QPR, and they are playing up against Barnsley. That's a big game. Right, I need to change the AI. I don't know why it's an amateur. That needs to change to legendary. 4 minutes. There we go. Hopefully the boys try vote even if we aren't the better team on the day. Yeah, that's all you can really hope for, really. You know, I think squads-wise, Sheffield United have got the strongest squad, but you don't know. The Championship could throw in some curveballs easily. Hopefully I was getting long stuff. Yep, I saw that one. Off to Sheffield on Saturday. Hopefully the away support will be good. Sorba Thomas hat-trick incoming, says Mr. Football. Sorba Thomas has done a really good start. I really have been excited for him. He could be up there for Young Player of the Year if he carries on. Thoughts on the Cardiff match yesterday? Poor first half. Second half really put the game back to life, which has been actually what's been really natural. I don't think Cardiff has scored a single goal in the first half this season so far. All of their goals have come in the second half. Now, I believe this was the first time this season we saw Cardiff fall behind as well. But fair play to them. To get a 2-goal comeback against a Peterborough side who have been really strong at home, not easy. And it's just going to show that Peterborough are going to be a tough team to play up against. I've noticed the cam, Jack. Thanks for pointing that out. Yeah, that's it. That's the one I want. Cheers. Okay. Forson Giles so far this season, I love him. I really love him as a player. I really think he doesn't get talked about enough. And he's been a guy I've followed as well. I've seen him briefly at Wolves. I've seen him, I think he was at Coventry and Rotherham last year. And I noticed he had an improvement when he went to Rotherham. But to get 2 assists in 3 appearances so far, brilliant start for Ryan Giles. He would be my player to watch, really. Lee Nichols is the most underrated goalkeeper in the league. Well, we've not seen too much of Lee Nichols. Did he start for Preston against Huddersfield against Preston? Because if so, then maybe with 1 clean sheet in 1 game, maybe Lee Nichols needs to stay. He joined a League One club. Maybe was it MK Dons he joined from? I think it was a League One club. Tough question. What was your favourite subject back in school? Now in your final year of uni. God, okay, so I'm going to have to look far back. My favourite subject would have to be music because it was the only thing I was naturally a bit talented in. Always liked sports when it was on. Not necessarily good at every sport, but sports was just a fun time as well. And also maths as well, which is why I've carried that into the accounting. I have to say, Peterborough were very good in the first half, I have to say. Yeah, I got to say, Peterborough, I thought, were the better team for a good period of that game. I just think their game management let them down. A bit similar to what Derby had against Peterborough, funnily enough. When Derby rode the storm a bit, you know, in the first half of that game, no one really edged it. But then Derby, I felt, for me, really stepped up. Of course, they got their goal from Stretton. But then their game management really, really collapsed. And I think that's exactly what happened with Peterborough. Their game plan completely collapsed and they couldn't manage the final 10 minutes. What they needed to do was just to manage like 1 minute. Good defending by Styles. And then they would have held on. And that would have been a really big win for them as well. But one thing I've noticed with Cardiff as well, they, of course, lost against Wickham away from home last year. I think Cardiff struggle against the newly promoted teams. I think they do. I mean, I know they beat Blackpool quite convincingly. But teams that want to have a go, I think they struggle with. And for me, I think Peterborough going forward have produced a lot more threat to Cardiff than what Blackpool did, which just says a lot, actually. What a brilliant teamwork goal that is. Is that Elias? No, that's not Elias Shaver goal. I think that's Charlie Austin. What a brilliant teamwork goal by Queen's Park Rangers, showing glimpses of what they've been this season so far. Queen's Park Rangers are a big team to watch. Everyone, really excited about their squad. Let's see this. Great through ball there. What a goal. Literally cutting Barnsley's defence apart. Sorba's so good. Nearly scored a Sono goal, but the post denied him. Yeah, Huddersfield could have scored a couple, actually. It was a typical Championship game where Huddersfield scored their only goal and didn't have a single shot on target. But fair play to them. It wasn't the best games to watch. It was two sides really lacking the quality. But whoever was going to get the win, they were going to have a priceless 3 points. And fair play to Huddersfield. They're the ones who got it. You hope Chong plays. Depends how quickly he recovers from his injury. I don't think he will recover. I think it'll take him a couple of weeks. But I think when Chong returns, could be a really, really good player. Matty Plays, welcome to the stream. Is this like the game but on FIFA? Yes. So what this stream is all about, Matty Plays, and welcome to the stream, by the way, is that I'm getting FIFA to predict every single game. So this is match day 4 because that's going to start in 2 days' time. So that will be my video for today. So yeah, this gives you a chance to speak to me as well, ask things about football, and yeah, literally what this stream is all about. But I do have a couple things that I do want to kind of discuss as well, because it gives me a chance to actually give you an update on what's been going on in my life as well. Thanks to the 10 of you watching. 1-0 up to QPR in the half-time stage. Thanks for the likes, everyone. 17 likes. We're doing really, really good at the moment with the likes. If you have not hit that subscribe button, please do so. It does really help. We're 10 away from 750, which is incredible. That'll be the 75% stage to 1,000, of course. Yeah, that's right. Are you playing the alphabet bet game where you have to name players? Well, I did so last time, didn't I? And then my brain completely fried. I could try and do it again later on, but I'm still a bit half asleep, to be honest, because I feel, and this is not me trying to sound very soppy or whatever, but for the fact I've been posting content pretty much every day apart from weekends for the past, I think, 4 weeks now. Yeah, for a month. With along top of that, with a job, and with on top of that revision as well with the 3rd year, I think it has naturally made me quite tired. So that is why I've really, really tried to... Oh, what a brilliant goal again. Queen's Park Rangers know how to score their goals. And it's Kyron Prince. Of course, unfortunately, he's not with us. But what a brilliant tribute to see him score like that. It's a brilliant tribute by FIFA, actually, to include Kyron Prince in that squad. Good play. What a brilliant teamwork goal again. Barnsley just cannot deal with that quick bit of play. Would you also like to collab? I have a total of 5,000 followers. Would be happy to collab with something with FIFA or even sponsor you. I mean, if you follow me on Twitter or Instagram and drop me a message, we can sort something out, of course. You know, I have done collabs with some of my viewers before. I have done, I think, what was my most recent collab? I think my most recent collab, well, yeah, kind of. My most recent collab was with Matt SB. I don't know if you have heard of him, but he's also a Championship content creator, Coventry fan, and he featured my content to predict the Championship playoff final for all 3 leagues, and unfortunately didn't get a correct score in any of them, but I got the correct result, I think, for all 3 of them. Yeah, I predicted Morecambe, Brentford, and Blackpool to get promoted, and all 3 did. So I got the 3 correct results there, and I probably one of the only few that actually did get the 3 correct results as well. Although I think everyone actually predicted Blackpool to go up. I don't think a single soul predicted Lincoln to go up against Blackpool. Rutherford Market is really not happy with Sam Clucas. Of course, being a former Swansea player, I think, was it a Lionel Messi celebration he did, you know, when he put his shirt up to the stands? Yeah, I mean, there's a rivalry, isn't there? And clearly, you know, he felt obliged to do it, you know, and... Oh, what was I going to say? There's just been so many players that have just, you know, really just taken their celebrations out there, and it is real shithousery, but I can't really, you know, relate to it. You know, it's not with my I've not got a connection with both of these clubs. It'll be like if Chelsea sold Kurt Zouma and he scored against us and he ran around waving his shirt at the Chelsea crowd. I'd probably feel that disgrace as well. I'll text you in Discord and we'll work something out whenever you can. Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, sure. We'll sort something. 0 respect, and we gave him the money and showed no respect. Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, when people move on, and naturally they have to, you know, just kind of cross these bridges, cross that line, and unfortunately that's exactly what Lucas had done with in your expect. I think it didn't help that Stoke completely ran riot. They really did. I mean, I've got to say, fair play to Stoke, because they've started really well. But, yeah, Swansea at the moment go through a stage where there's going to be an act of confusion, you know, trying to... you know, there'll be an act of panic at the moment with only 1 point being picked up in 3 games as well, and I think that's the last thing that they wanted to see, a former player celebrate and score against them. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just not good timing, isn't it? Fergus Lear Dancing, welcome to the stream. I'm very sad at the moment because it's a summer holiday and I cannot wait to dance in front of your science class again. Well, I tell you what, in terms of summer holiday, it is a good time for you to practice your hobbies, isn't it? You know, one thing that I would say, oh, I almost pressed the wrong button there. It's the end of the match. 2-0 QPR. What's the next game? I don't actually know. Oh, God. I should have prepared this. I have no idea what the next game is. I'm going to have to look at One Football to help. Someone might actually tell me before I find out. There's the championship. So, alphabetically, it is Cardiff, I think. No, Bournemouth. Bournemouth-Blackpool. That should be a good game, actually. Bournemouth-Blackpool. Bournemouth against Blackpool. I'm just checking. Yes, it is definitely that. So, going to go down League One for this. There it is. Let's go for the yellow. Yellow? Why am I saying that's yellow? Oh my gosh, my eyes. Oh my god. Come on, wake up. Wake up, Alex. There's 13 of you watching me and I can't decipher my colours. Right. Before you know it, the holidays will end. Yeah, exactly. The Miner 333 is predicting 2-1 Forest. I think I predicted 2-2. I think I predicted goals. Because a couple of reasons, really. I think Forest will go for it. Because I think Forest in their last couple of performances have really, really stepped up. And I think they've been unlucky. So I think Forest will step up. But because Blackburn start the season so well, I think they'll equally get those chances and those goals. So that is why I think they'll cancel each other out. But if I had to edge beside who I'm a bit more confident in, I've got to say, I know the positions would differ, but I'm going to say Forest. You know, Blackburn only scored with one shot on target against Millwall, you know, and they've really snatched and grabbed a point there. But the reason why I couldn't really edge them is, well, for one, Blackburn started the season well, and two, I think Forest will step up. I think Forest have to. Exactly, Forest have played well. I say they played well in the first half of the Coventry game. I wouldn't say they played well in the second half. In terms of Bournemouth, I think Forest played well for majority of it, but they just couldn't capitalise, couldn't they? It's the 1st of September on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday? I should know. It's my birthday. God, what? When is my birthday? Do I play Ultimate Team? I always play like within the first month, and then I just don't. Excuse me. I just don't have the time because I'm studying a university degree. So bit of yes, bit of no, really, with Ultimate Team. I should know when my birthday is. Have I got a calendar app on my phone somewhere? I don't even know if I do. I'm going to have to look on Google. Jeez. I don't even know what day my birthday is. I think it may be a Wednesday, but I need to double check. I'll get out of it. Yeah, Wednesday. It is a Wednesday. I thought so. Yeah, 1st of September. My birthday is a Wednesday. And I think I'm working on that day as well, so that'll be fun. Yeah, but what I will say, I actually received my first paycheck today, which was good times. Oh, good defending. I'll go for 1-1, Ben Brereton Diaz to strike them. Yes. Gosh, Ben Brereton Diaz, man. He's really stepped up, and I'm so proud of him. He's been someone that I really feel was really almost a bit underperforming and showed great promise at Forest. Blackburn paid a heavy price tag to get him in and has really underperformed. Joined the Chile squad, and then he's completely turned around his season. I'm really happy for him. I really am. A week today is my birthday, and then the week after it's yours. Oh, is it really? Gosh, so your birthday is within a week of mine. That's crazy. So is Connell's, actually. Connell's birthday, I think, is the 24th. Yeah, 8 days before me. What position did you play when you played football? I like when you put played as ED. You know, The thing is, I never played football frequently, unfortunately. You know, I was never really good enough to be in a constant team. But I was always like one who had to be like brought in last minute to fill in a position and that. So I never played for a team permanently. But in terms of the position I play the most, it would be fullback, transitioning to a centre back, and sometimes I have to transition to a winger. I can never be striker because I can't be clinical in front of a goal. And yeah, but overall, defending wise, you know, if I get instructed to make sure one person cannot score, I will do it. And well, I'm not going to give anything away on my latest six-a-side game because it is one of the rewards that you get if you get me to 1,000 subscribers. There's a couple of rewards I've set if I do achieve that goal, and one of them is that you get to see a full 90-minute video of me trampling along on the pitch and seeing how I perform. So I'm not giving away what position I play, I'm not giving away how I've done as well. Versatile is my middle name, Charlie. It really, really is. My birthday's one day after Giddy Fries and the same day as Mr. Footballs. Yeah, a lot of people having a birthday in around that period as well. Yeah, I know what it is. I know his birthday anyway. He tried to pretend that no one knew his birthday was, but deep down, Kyle and I both knew. Should do a career mode after this. I would, but at the same time, when you've got a degree, it's going to be a little bit difficult for me to do a dedicated game series this year because those things take a lot longer. One to do, one to prepare, and one to edit as well. The thing is with the videos I do when I do ranking videos or transfer shows or score predictions, they don't take me nearly as much time as they do when I do gaming videos. So it's going to be difficult this year. That's what I'm going to say. It's going to be a very difficult year for much. It probably is going to be the most challenging year of my life coming out, and that's not me trying to make it sound a bit dramatic, but it will be. It's the most important year of my life, and for that I still don't really know what to do. It's not really a good sign, isn't it? But that's what, it's part of life. You just got to keep going with things and see what happens. Thanks everyone for the support, by the way. 19 likes is terrific at this stage. Thank you guys so much for that. In fact, we've only made it to the third game, but we're already on 19 likes. That's unbelievable. If we can try and get to 750 subscribers, which is 10 subscribers away, that would be unbelievable. And in fact, one thing I'll say, do you remember the video I did of Call of Duty when I did that 30-minute open chat and stuff like that? I'm very tempted to do another one of those if I hit 750 and just address some topics that have been going through. If you guys want to see that, then do let me know. Do you have a favourite Instagram fan page for a championship club? I won't lie, Grant, I don't really follow those Instagram fan pages, to be honest. Most of the times I see like fan pages and stuff like that is from Twitter. But I would say one fan page that actually featured my content, which I'll give them a shout out now actually, is Championship Away Fans. They're a really popular Instagram page, I think made of 2 people. And they featured my table predictions. I think it was last year's tables predictions as one of their posts. I DM'd them this year to see if they may use it this year, but I don't think they are going to use it this year. But yeah, either way, they're ones that actually did watch my channel and actually hit me up. So yeah, I'll give them a shout out. I think they're the only fan page I've actually followed on Instagram, to be honest with you. But yeah, I was really surprised, to be honest, because really popular page on Instagram, and for that they heard that they actually watched my stuff, it's actually quite unbelievable. Yesterday my training was called off because there wasn't enough people, and I joined my dad's training walkie football and I got 3 assists. Oh, fair enough. Wally Watto, welcome to the stream. Well, yeah, hello there indeed. If you're new around here, everyone, do make sure you give Wally a warm welcome to the stream. We always want to make sure we welcome all of our new viewers. As always, if you haven't liked the stream, please do so. We've already hit 20 likes, which is incredible. Thank you, guys. Let's keep this going. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do so. Someone has just subscribed. Thank you so much. It might be Wally. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Luke Schofield, also welcome to the stream as well. Getting quite a few unrecognisable names this time, but which I'm liking. Hello, mate. Absolutely knackered. Just woke up from the Barnsley yesterday at 3. Oh man, I'm not surprised. Proudest moment on YouTube? Oh, proudest moment on YouTube. That's a tough question for me to answer, really. You know what? If I hit 1,000 subs, that will be my proudest moment of YouTube. But if I were to say my proudest moment of YouTube right now, it probably would have to be me going out my way to get a collab with one of Championship's bests in the game, Benjamin Bloom. If you have not seen it, it is one of the first videos I did in the new year. It's an hour-long podcastery video where we talk about COVID, Championship, Ipswich, and music. We talk a whole lot, Ben and I. And unfortunately, we only barely scratched the surface. Unfortunately, Ben was needed straight afterwards, but I've got to give him my thanks that he actually dedicated his time to me. Right. Next, I think, is Cardiff Millwall. God, I've got such an itchy nose. It's what happens when you grow a moustache. You always get a very itchy nose. Millwall, that's it. God, that's going to be a very interesting game, that. Could be a 0-0 incoming, but we'll see. McCarthy versus Rowett. Yeah, I agree. Unbelievable what he does. Thoughts on Hull versus Derby? I think Hull might win it. Derby, I like that they got pretty much all of their free agents that they got in pre-season now. I think, yeah, they got Sam Baldock and what was the other one they got? I actually can't remember who they got. Phil Jagielka, that's it. Yeah, those are the other ones that they got. So improving their depth, which is good. And, you know, in that sense of it, they are improving their depth, which is brilliant. But that injury to Kazim Richards, and they still got Bielik out, they still got Jason Knight out. It's not going to be really compatible for Derby. So for me, I think Hull will still win. My prediction 1-1 happens every single time. You know what? In terms of tactics of me doing score predictions, I always like to throw the 2-1 or the 1-1s. But that didn't really happen last night. We didn't get well, we only had 1-2-1. And did we get any 1-1s at all? I think I don't actually think we got a single 1-1 last night as well. So it's always a risk when you throw like the most common scores, especially with things changing. Yeah, we had a 2-2, which was Peterborough and Cardiff, but not a 1-1. We even had a 3-2, which was Bristol City and Reading. What a game that was. I didn't expect there to be a 5-goal thriller in that game whatsoever. Oh, that was a good chance there. Big win yesterday. Yes, it was a big win. Absolutely agreed in that. Thank you for with 23 likes already. Thank you guys so much for liking the stream. I really appreciate that. But yeah, we're still on 741. If we are 9 away from 750, and if we get to 750 subscribers, I have already said it, I'll do a 30-minute gameplay video where, you know, if you remember the Call of Duty video I did almost a year back, actually, now that I think about it, where I was talking about, you know, just topics and things like that people wanted to know, you know, I'll do that again. Maybe Bray's just put out cheese, which has made me quite hungry, to be fair, because I've not had lunch yet. And I'm probably going to finish this stream by 3, and I've only got 20 minutes before I'm needed for a shift as well. So that's going to be very quick. That's going to have to be a very, very quick lunch. That's all I'm going to say. What does someone who has face... That would be me after this stream, Charlie. When I'm needed for my shift. Yeah, my mustache would dash indeed. But going back on Ben being a good musician, he really is. I don't think Ben actually knows how talented he is sometimes. You know, because, you know, he's... Oh, this is a good chance. Oh, brilliant stuff. Brilliant defending there. You know, and you would know if you actually saw my video I did with Ben, you would have known that he was a music teacher, but because of COVID, you know, he lost his job on it. And he made a living in a way of YouTube, made that more of a serious thing, and now it looks like he can actually just, you know, stick with it. And, you know, music can now be something he does on the side. And now with events starting to open again, he can now actually use music, you know, for stuff you can do on the side. And it puts me in perspective, like maybe I should probably do more music as well, because I can play some instruments, I really can, but it's difficult when you have to prioritize so many things, and unfortunately music has just been something that's just been tabooed away, just swept under the carpet for me. How do you rank the top 5 leagues in terms of quality? For me, it is always about, in general, you've got to look at all the teams in this league and for how compatible they are in terms of, beating each other. But also, you just got to look at the goals, you've got to look at, the styles. I think that is how you'd rank the top 5 leagues. What team do I support? Sorry, Wally Watto, I did see that. I support Chelsea because my family support Chelsea. And my uncle supports Chelsea as well. My brothers do, so we all support Chelsea. But in the Championship, I don't support a team. So I'm completely unbiased when it comes to the Championship, which I think is part of the beauty in it. And in terms of other teams, I'm an Essex lad, so I will support Colchester, being the only Essex team in the EFL now. Since Southend got relegated last season, and also Chelmsford, because they're my local team. They're in the 6th tier, I believe, of English football. Yeah, the National League South. So, in fact, that league starts this week, I believe, National League South. So, that's going to be interesting to see Chelmsford return to action. We'll see if they can actually reignite their promotion push, because they always get in the playoffs, but they can never go up. The only way to get Chelsea promoted is to actually get them finishing first, because they just cannot win a playoff campaign. They had 6 playoff campaigns in 7 consecutive seasons, and they just still cannot win them. It doesn't matter if they finish 2nd or 7th and just scrape in. It doesn't matter. They just won't win it. Used to learn the drums at school? Yeah, a lot of people did, to be fair. And in terms of drum rhythms and stuff, it's not easy. I could play a couple of drum rhythms, but at the same time, it's not as easy. It's really, really... I like whoever's made this account, making Lexas great again. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, welcome, I guess. I'll be interested to see what sort of impact you give to this stream. Oh, right, so Cardiff Millwall's been 0-0 in the moment, which I'm not too surprised, to be honest with you. I mean, if any side who I think could win this... Oh, you know what? This has a 1-1 draw written right all over this. I could easily see this happening. But once again, this is not my official predictions. Friday will be my official predictions. Solihull game against Dover is postponed. Think that was the team that had 0 points. Yeah, they had... all their points docked off because they've just had financial troubles. They had to furlough all their staff and players. And the lack of support really has been disgusting to Dover, unfortunately. So if it continues, then with the fact that relegation will be put back in perspective in the National League, they will go down. And if anything, if they are really not given the support, it could be administration or even worse, liquidation. So Dover needs some support somewhere. In a way, can the Premier League teams just give like a huge grant of money to the teams, down in the National League? Just even like a couple of mil would actually really help Dover. But they really have not been given any support. And we look at teams like Bury, who people are saying, oh, why weren't they given enough support? None of these teams. I'm sorry, none of these teams were given enough support. They were happy to see Bury, liquidate in front of our eyes. They were almost happy to see Bolton go. Where's the support of teams looking out for each other? We've been fighting hard to get this pyramid system, and they're just stubborn enough to keep their money. It's really, that's the one thing which I think will always be injustice about the pyramid system, is the way that money's spread around. Oh my gosh, my chair doesn't break. What's my favourite sport excluding football? That's a good question, actually. I've not thought about that. To watch, maybe cricket, but to play, maybe rugby. I like sports that have physical activity, but I think sports to watch would be cricket. I mean, I don't know, to be honest, but football would always be number one sport for me. But yeah, if I were to watch it, probably cricket. To play it, maybe rugby. I'm interested to know who actually made that making Let's Us Great Again account. It's probably the second account for someone. But thanks everyone so far for the support. 24 likes at this stage is quite amazing. We've done really, really well at the moment, and hopefully there's no glitch this time and we've not had any likes taken away. Remember, we had 50 likes in that one stream, and then 20 of those likes were taken away, which I don't know how. I don't know why YouTube does that. I don't know if they've counted it wrong or they naturally just have screwed something up in their system. But either way, it was still unbelievable support. Next is Coventry and Reading. Yeah, Coventry Reading's next. Ben's really nice, to be fair. Lives 5 minutes from my house. Nice chat. Became a father as well. Very talented. Yeah, I saw that he became a father very recently, and it was quite interesting to know that they couldn't do the second episode of Championship 365 because his wife literally entered labour as they were about to record. I mean, that's literally so. I think a lot of couples will relate to that. You know, when you're expecting, you know, as soon as you hit labour, then oh god, panic station set in. And it's the biggest moment, probably one of the biggest moments of his life as well. And fair play to him, you know. He's he's been definitely using the lockdown well, I'll tell you that. But no, you know, they've him and his wife got a fantastic relationship, who I've seen in videos as well. But yeah, really nice chap as well. You know, for the way he gives his time for everyone as well. I think that's one thing not many people talk about. You know, he was willing to give me time where I think at the time I didn't even have 300 subs, so that was incredible. That he actually gave me that amount of time. I'm gonna build a wall and build your sub count. I tell you what, if that happens, then that will be incredible. It might, in a way, I might actually quote some more Donald Trump if that's the case. Do I know any football teams in Israel? I'm pretty sure I would have seen their club badges, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna know many of their names, unfortunately. When it comes to foreign teams, I know quite a fair few teams in terms of the European teams and American teams, but when it comes to Asian teams, I don't really know, or Eastern Europe, I don't really know too many of that. Oh yeah, Maccabi Tel Aviv, and I'll tell you what, a former Championship manager last year used to manage Maccabi Tel Aviv. I'll leave you guys to think of who I'm probably talking about. Yeah, that's right, Maccabi Tel Aviv. They're a good Europa League side. Wish me well playing Brentford under 18 on Friday. Oh man, yes, of course. I mean, yeah. Well, good luck to you. Where's that carrier bag team from? Don't ask me. Don't ask me. I'm not going to know. But yeah, Maccabi Tel Aviv, they used to be managed by a manager who was a championship manager last year. And I'll leave you guys to think to yourselves which manager who I'm referring about. God, I know this is away from football, but I'm going to just say it here. Who is sad about Sean Locke passing away today? I am absolutely... I'm absolutely just distraught, to be honest. Yeah, Ivic. Ivic used to be a Maccabi Tel Aviv manager. He actually, I think, was Maccabi Tel Aviv's manager before he actually joined Watford. So yeah, Vladimir Ivic was the one who I was who I was referring about. Sabrina Marucci, no, not quite. I mean, he did a lot of his managerial stuff in France, didn't he? Who's my favourite Forest player? Oh, Chance, what a save. What a brilliant save. I think by Ben Wilson there. Oh, I think that should have been a goal by Elise there. Favourite Forest player, I think, will be... I'm not too sure. Just trying to... I like Alex Myton. I really think he's a really good potential player. I like players who, you know, have some excitement in terms of their development and ones who could prove to be amazing. Yeah, it was Ivic. Yeah, Ivic is the Maccabi Tel Aviv manager. Well, who used to be a Maccabi Tel Aviv manager. Yeah, I do know. I did know that. Yeah, but that's the extent of my knowledge of Maccabi Tel Aviv. Unfortunately, but yeah, it just put into perspective. There is a lot of teams that I don't know too much about, and especially teams in Israel as well, actually. But yeah, going back to Sean Locke, I'm really sad. I couldn't even get the words. I couldn't even explain my reaction when I found the news. He had lymphoma, which blood cancer, which was exactly I think what Sol Bamba had. And unfortunately, this is what could have happened, to Sol Bamba, But unfortunately, at his age, I think it was a really tough stage, and obviously maybe he found it a bit too late, unfortunately, and that's why cancer is so important to trace early. You're playing Ultimate Team and Werner missed a tap in. Oh, you missed a defending. Oh dear. Well, I guess FIFA got one thing right. Played against Bedford Town first team last week and went up against Craig McHale-Smith. Oh yeah, Craig McHale-Smith. I mean, I think he used to play for Peterborough, and I think the most recent team he played for, if I remember right, was Notts County. I mean, I tell you what, that's big if you were playing against Craig McHale-Smith. I know he's at the age now where he's probably about to retire and stuff like that, but that's a big moment if that's the case. Right. Coventry Reading still 0-0 at the moment. I'm hoping it's not going to be as dull as this. When I look at these two teams, I think they can be. I think they can be teams that can really attack this league. I think Coventry having the advantage here. Scored. Oh, good defending there. Lost 6-12. Scored 5 goals against us. Yeah, it's tough, isn't it, when you play at that tough stage, especially when you get tough players to play up against as well. Play for Cambridge under 18, sometimes D21s as well. I mean, if that's the case, then you've got unbelievable potential and keep that going. I think at that stage, it's really when you've got that period when you can play in the youth level, it's the toughest stage you can be because it's almost like you want to try and bloom, you have an explosion, get into the main team, but it's all about the training, and I couldn't even tell you the amount of competitiveness you've got to have to actually get there is insane. And you got to strike lucky as well. You've got to keep having great games, and then eventually, you may strike it right, and then eventually, yes, you might get your moment. But yeah, playing the youth squad's not easy. I shared my story about one of my mates who tried to be in a Colchester youth squad and he couldn't go in. Who is someone who was relatively talented, had a really good strike, was very technical on the ball. Well, compared to me, was a lot more technical on the ball for me, was able to dribble. But it's a very competitive business, football, isn't it? And, if you're not naturally talented at a young age, unfortunately, it's really difficult to get yourself going. You played for 21s once, but only 15, nearly 16. So, yeah. Yeah, at the moment, yeah, you've got to keep that going. Yeah, I think what it sounds like is that you'll be a filler player, in case, you didn't get anyone for the 21s. But keep those performances going, then you'll definitely get more opportunities with tougher competition. And thrive of that, then who knows what could happen. Thanks for the support, everyone. 26 likes. We're still on 741 subscribers, despite this. Despite what's his name, making Lex Alexis great again, determined to build a wall. We're still staying on the same level there. I'm intrigued to see what happens with that. Right, good defending there. I think Coventry may have got a corner here. Played against Joe Bellingham. His class couldn't handle him, especially as we're both centre mids as well. It was a midfield battle. Yeah, Joe Bellingham is really talented. Really talented, Joe, for all I've seen of him. So, yeah, unsurprisingly, that will be a really, really tough battle to go up against. Oh, good defending again from Reading. I think this might be another corner. No, it's a goal kick. I thought it was going to be a corner. Oh, that's disappointing. I was expecting some goals in this game from FIFA, but they're predicting what it looks like to be a 0-0 draw. Yeah, it's going to be 0-0. That's crazy though. To play up against Joe Bellingham, you know, you're already playing up against some greats there. Lot 6'5", and he got 3 assists. Yeah, I mean, centre midfield is what's supposed to make the attacks tick, isn't it? You know, providing the chances. And right now, you know, when a midfield is really, really tough position to be in. You know, a lot of people could overlook that position, but actually is probably, if anything, probably the most important position you have to go and play on the pitch. It really makes things happen, the midfield. So there's a lot of pressure, undoubtedly. And if it's your natural position, then, you know, there's good things you can do to improve it, you know, especially, you know, improving your passing and, you know, you're not expected to be necessarily the best shooter unless you're an attacking midfielder. You scored one, so he's a real sensation. Well, people remember your goals more than your assists, you know, for what we've seen in Paul Pogba recently. A load of people remember your goals more than your assists. So, yeah, you know, you could look at that differently and saying scoring one goal, you know, probably gave that team a bigger impact. When Swifty isn't scoring, he's assisting Alex. Well, who's Joe Bellingham? He is Bellingham's brother. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Joe Bellingham, I'm pretty sure is his brother, but I need to double check that. I think he's also you know, in the under-16s for Birmingham, I believe. Blue Terrier asks, could Leeds get relegated? If Leeds cannot pick up a win in their next 3 or 4 games, then I will fear for them. The thing is with Leeds, they do well against the teams around them, but they can never do well against the top 6 teams. So right now, I think Leeds, if they can still get wins against the teams around them, then I think they'll be okay. I think they're capable of surviving. Yeah, he's younger than He's younger than... he's actually only a couple of years... oh, what a good chance. He's only a couple of years older than my youngest brother, which is absolutely crazy. He's ridiculously talented, and he's obviously trying to find... follow his brother's shoes. 15, but plays in the 18s and sometimes the 23s. So, I mean, that's... that. Just like that, you know, the fact he's got that potential already at 15 just says absolutely everything. And eventually, if he carries on, maybe he could even get a chance in the main squad. You know, if I still do championship content, Joe Bellingham could be a player who I might cover in the next couple of years. Right, so Derby Middlesbrough, as a weekend game, I mean, I'm probably going to say Middlesbrough to win this one, but Derby could pull off an unbelievable performance. He was on the bench against Colchester. Wish he came on. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you're right. I would not have watched that game because I might have been on a night out on that day. But yeah, that was the only game I predicted correctly, by the way. You know, I predicted all of those Carabao Cup games. That was the only score I got spot on, and it happened to be the one with Colchester in. I just know Colchester too well. They'll defensively, you know, try and shut Birmingham out, but ultimately still lose the game by the narrowest margins, and they did. They lost by 1-0. It just made sense that the only score I got right was my team who I supported. God, my nose is so itchy today. This is so unusual. Getting Man United and Liverpool sort of benefits us because the bigger games won't be till November, December. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think Leeds, as soon as they play against the big 6 and they start playing against the teams around them, I think if they can get wins and nose, then I think they'll be okay. I also think their home games are going to be much better as well. I think away from home, Leeds are quite vulnerable. I think they'll be much better come their home games at Ellen Road, because I think with their fans back in the stadium, I think Ellen Road will be rocking. So I think Leeds will be good at home, but really, I'm going to say lackluster away from home, if that makes sense. Here's Chibratpom, and that's a brilliant goal. Marshall couldn't get anywhere near it, and that's 1-0 to Middlesbrough. Finally, it seems like forever, but we've actually got a goal in FIFA. It's probably I think this was going to go to the 3rd game in a row of a 0-0 draw. Let's see that goal again. It'll be poor defending, whoever was on him there. I think that may have been... Was that Nathan Byrne or Tengi Mengi? Oh, good strike. Llorente hopefully will be back for Liverpool, if not Burnley. Yeah, I mean, get Liverpool out of the way. I think Burnley is your most important game. Play Burnley, and if you can beat them still, then I think Leeds will be fine. If you can't beat Burnley and you lose convincingly, then I will be a bit concerned. If I've got to be honest, but I've always said this about Leeds: they're so good against teams around them, but they're never good against the top six. Have I seen the 16th of October away at Albion? Wolves are at Villa on the same day. Oh my god, I've not noticed that, but I tell you what, if that's the case, then police around the Midlands area is going to go absolutely insane. Played against Colchester's under-21s when I played in my one game for them, and I had two first-team players playing. Callum Harriott, who was ex-Reading, and Brendan Reardoo, if you know that was in April. Yeah, I'm familiar with both of them actually. Yeah, that's quite cool. You're hopeful for a cup run. I would say Premier League survival is always a priority. I never get that. You see, the thing is with Leeds, because they had a really good season, they would think, oh, we can survive and go on a cup run. What I would say, establish yourselves in the Premier League first. Then, if you know you can juggle competitions like FA Cup or Carabao Cup, then go for a cup run. Sometimes it's not the worst thing in the world to sacrifice a cup run to make sure you establish yourselves in the Premier League. That's one thing I'd always say. Yeah. God, that's mad. I just got a message from Paul, and I saw something on his story, and he was staying at someone's house, and a car caught fire literally within meters of his house, and police ambulances had to be there. It literally caught fire and was on the verge of exploding as well. If it had exploded, he could have got seriously hurt there. So he's just messaged me now saying that he's completely fine in that, which I'm glad to hear about. But God, yeah, but it was just it was not good, not good. And it's just really scary in general that we're getting these sorts of close calls with these friendships. Of course, he's the one who I talked about who has survived cancer recently as well. So he's not been one graced with the best of luck as well. Yeah, I know he didn't set the car on fire, but he was he watched it all unfold, and it was really terrifying. Actually, it was a very, it's not like a tiny fire, or whatever. It was a pretty explosive fire. So it looked quite terrifying, but also, if you're wondering about the other guy who I talked about quite recently who had liver cancer, he has started his operation this week. So it's been a really, really big moment for him, and it's secondary as well. So it's secondary cancer, so it's not like it's a first stage cancer. It's obviously a cancer that's developed a bit, and it's not really the odds are against him basically, and it's something that breaks my heart saying, but we have belief, and I say me and my friendship groups have belief he'll be all right. The operation could be absolutely horrendous. He's going to basically have a load of his insides taken out because the cancer spread so fast, almost ridding his whole digestive system. He's going to have a lot of it taken out, and yeah, we've already planned gifts and stuff like that. We just hope that he'll be able to see it, So that's just also something that's going on, and it was just scary. It's just like, I know the stat is 1 in 2 of you will get cancer in your lifetimes, but 1 in 4 of us in our friendship group got cancer before the age of 20, bloody 20 years old. Like, I feel lucky I've not got cancer at this stage. I made it through 20 without getting it. 2 of the 8 of us in that group got it before we reached 20, which is unbelievable. Which I think is why you can never take your life for granted. And, seeing Sean Locke pass away from cancer today, I think has really established that as well. We've got to really, live our life to the fullest, really. If you race your life, it's just really, you got to really make sure you make your life count. The worst regret you can do is just, let someone go and not be there, or let yourself go and you've not done everything that you wanted. What's the worst drink I've ever tried? Oh, that's a question. Oh, there's been a couple. There was a night out once where there was a mixer and there was like a whole mixture of drinks. There was whiskey, vodka, Red Bull, pink gin, and I believe it was tequila as well. Had that, and oh my god, it literally was the most horrendous thing I think I've ever had. I mean, the point of it was for me to get drunk, really. Which actually, to be fair, it didn't actually really do the trick because it was only a shot. Well, it was a very tiny amount of it, but it was absolutely disgusting. I literally, when you experiment eventually, guys, when you turn 18 and have drinks, just don't mix unless you really want to get yourself drunk, really. So just don't do it because one, you're wasting good drink, but also you just don't try stuff like that out, really. Um, Worst food, says Jack. God, I'm gonna have to really think back for this one because there was some terrible food I've had before. Um, hmm. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think on that one. I think next is Fulham and Hull actually, which should be a good game. So Fulham there and Hull in League One. They're the next one to do. Kane hasn't travelled to Portugal with Spurs team. Well, I'm not surprised really. I think he's too good to play in the Europa Conference League. To be honest, I know he's trained with him. If anything, I think there's a slight chance he may feature for Spurs' second game. The worst food I've had, I think there was a school holiday once, and I can't remember for the life of me what it was, but I think it was dinner, and they had these sort of mashed potato or stuff like that. It was really weird, but it was really, I don't know. You would expect mashed potato to be, soft, but that mashed potato wasn't. It was hard as anything. It was like it had a crumbly texture rather than a soft texture, which already by itself gave me the idea it was old and stale, which like already. And I remember, oh god, what else did they have with it? They had some disgusting sides as well. I think they had I think it was, did they have baked beans alongside it? I don't know. It was something really ridiculous in that one school trip. I think I was only 10 when they did it, and it's almost like they didn't even try and give us food. They just opened a garbage can, found what scraps they found, and just fed us. It was actually horrendous now that I think about it. His Ivan Cavallero, oh, good save. Oh, very close again. Fulham probably should have taken the lead after Loftus Cheek. Favourite beer, says Blue Terrier. Now, that's a really tough question because I like all sorts of beer. Heineken, I don't mind. Stella Artois is actually underrated for me. I know a lot of people can't stand Stella, but I actually don't mind Stella. I can't stand Guinness. Guinness would be my worst beer. And it breaks my heart that Guinness, is like the beer that's been sponsored for many football games because I just hate it. I can't stand Guinness. Oh my god, how are Fulham missing this? But if I had to say my favourite would have to be the first beer I ever tried, which was Desperados. And I tried it for the first time when I was on holiday in France with my family. I turned 18 and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to go and get a beer. Then I found, oh, what a brilliant goal. Brilliant goal by Fulham. They take the lead after Ivan Cavallero. And I heard about Desperados. I heard how good it was. There was a good rave about it. And it's a French beer as well, Desperados as well. So I thought, okay, let's try it. And then what I will say, I think Desperados in France tastes better than Desperados in the UK. I just naturally think that, when you try things from their actual country, they do it right compared to when they do it in the UK. China says he has bad breath. I mean, you definitely would not want to catch my breath in the morning. That's all I'd say. always have to brush my teeth like within minutes of me waking up. Favourite holiday destination, says Charlie. There's many places I want to go which I've not been to. You know, Spanish islands, the Mallorcas, the Ibiza, the Magalufs, of course. Never been to those. In terms of places I have been to Budapest, which is really nice. I've been to Amsterdam, which is also a bit industrial for my liking, but it's still a rather nice place. And I've also been to Orlando, Florida, which obviously, you know, is wacky, you know, and always stuff to do there. So for a place I've never been to, probably it'll have to be like a Ibiza or Magaluf maybe. Or places I have been to probably would be Florida. But I actually would not mind seeing Budapest again, because as a place, it is one of the most beautiful cities I've ever seen, Budapest. Up there with Paris, because I've been to Paris once when I have to drive to France. Sometimes we pass Paris. And other beautiful places I would like to be to. Prague sounds like a really nice place to go to. Warsaw sounds like a really good place to go to as well. So there's so many European cities I do want to go to. Bobby Reed, it's Loftus-Cheek, Van Cavallero now. A lot of passing going around in the penalty box. Looks like they just defended it. Hull need to get a goal somewhere, otherwise Fulham are going to run riot. Thanks for the support, guys. We're still on 27 likes. If we could push to 30 likes, I'd be terrifically appreciative. Please, if you have not hit that subscribe button, please do so. It does really help. I meant Warsaw. Warsaw. Did I say Warsaw? I meant Warsaw, the capital of Poland. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, but if you've not hit that subscribe button, please do so. We're 9 away from 750, which is incredible. If we get to 750, at some point I'll do like an open gameplay video like I did with Call of Duty all those years ago. That will be the 750 sub special there. Have you had snails or frog's legs? You know what? I've had frog's legs. I've never had snails. I gotta say, I do agree. Frog's legs is actually quite nice. Begrudgingly, you know. I do think garlic takes away, the fear of knowing what it is. You know, sometimes I think people don't like frog's legs because they know what it is and they just cannot think about it. You know, sometimes the taste is not bad, but just them knowing what it is just can make them feel disgusted when eating it. So, yeah, overall, frog's legs is not bad. I've not had snails, though. I don't know if I want to try snails, honestly. I'm not too sure how I'm going to feel about the texture of it. For what I remember, frog's legs is very chicken-like for me. I could be wrong. It's been quite a while since I've had frog's legs, but for what I've remembered, it's like garlic chicken, if I remember right. And to be honest, a lot of these delicacies do taste a bit like chicken, unfortunately. You went to Amsterdam when I was younger to play in a football tournament. Oh, fair play. Yeah, I mean, I went to Amsterdam for a music tour. You know, back in the day when I was rocking my Benjamin Bloom music rep, you know, playing for bands and all of that. But unfortunately now I've actually retired because I was in actually the best young orchestra in Essex. So I was in the best young orchestra in Essex for about 2-3 years. So I was playing with the best child orchestra what a brilliant goal by Hull City. What a brilliant goal. Wow, what a fantastic goal that is. I did not expect from that, but what a brilliant bit of play. That is an unbelievable teamwork goal. I want to see that again. Let's look at this. One touch play, back heel. Wow, what a goal. I thought that was Greg Doherty as well. I wasn't too sure to say who it was because FIFA's can't generate their faces well. What a brilliant goal. I was in the best young orchestra in Essex. You might not believe me. You may think all my music talent is a myth or whatever. I was playing with the best young people in Essex, in the county. I mean, that's the thing. In Essex, you know, Some of them in that orchestra went on to do national orchestras, you know, go to London and stuff like that, which fair play to them, you know, they're really, really talented in their craft. But I was, in 3 years, playing in the best young orchestra in Essex. You know, and people, you may look at me thinking, how on earth can I play that? Prove it? Well, what I could do is bring a program up, but I can't really do that right now. I might do it next stream. Is there any video footage? I don't really want you to see that video footage, to be honest with you. But no, I featured in concerts, played the difficult bits of music there, but I have played in the best young orchestra in all of Essex for 3 years. You know, and I say back in the day because I've not been in it for, I think I was going to say 2 years, but actually it'll be going for 3 years, because when you turn 18, they retire you, because it's funded by the Essex County Council. And naturally, when you are under 18, they can pay for your funds and stuff like that. But when you turn 18, you have to fund yourself. So unfortunately, they couldn't afford me anymore. So they had to let me go. And I was actually really sad about this. I still had the email saved. Actually, I'm gonna see if I can find it. I'm gonna see if I can find this email that I sent when I was wanted to go back to the orchestra. Hang on a minute. Thing is, it was such a long time ago, I might have deleted it. Here's Bobby Reed, Loftus Cheek. Oh, tackled again. Hull are doing well at the back. I don't even know if it is there. It actually might not be around anymore. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh my god, I found the email. God, this is gonna tug on my heartstrings here. So, this is an email. In fact, let's end the match and let's do the next one, because this was emotional when I got this email at the time. What was next? Next we have. Well, I've just completely forgot that I have to do Blackburn and West Brom. I just completely skipped past them. I should have done Blackburn, West Brom ages ago, but I completely skipped past them. Hang on. There we go. Blackburn, West Brom. And I completely forgot to do one game last Score Prodigious video as well. So I'm surprised none of you have told me off. Right. But I found an email when they told me that it couldn't be in the orchestra anymore. So what did I say? This was a reply to my email. Okay, I can't find it. But this is what they said. Dear Alex, many thanks for wanting to continue with the Essex Youth Orchestra. So that's the name of the orchestra I was in this coming year. As you will know, we have a lot of trumpet. That's right, I was a trumpet player. Players wanting to be in the Essex Youth Orchestra. And this year is no exception. As our funding for 5 to 18-year-old young people, we have to prioritise players who are in school/sixth form age, and therefore will not be able to renew your membership from 1920. You would be more than welcome to continue as a mentor, as we don't have the same waiting list for this group. Please could you contact blah, I can't say her name, and let her know if you wish to do this. Thank you for your huge contribution to our orchestras over the years. And just like that, my 2019 to 2020. That's what that meant. So that was the end of my that was the end of me being part of it. Just like that. Yeah, they looked at me being good enough to be a mentor. I know. They did. I'm sorry, no, it wasn't the earliest retirement ever. The thing is, they don't have membership for people who are over 18, and this was clearly when I sent this in my first year of university when I was turning 19. So obviously they finished, this was my third year, going to my fourth year of EIO, and I wanted, I was happy enough to still do it, You know, a lot of these people will just give up thinking, oh, you know, I can't be bothered to do all this, but I was still happy to do it. But unfortunately, they couldn't fund for me to turn up anymore. So just like that, my orchestra career was over. Yeah, 2019, 2020. Did you, being mentioned as a mentor, have any foreshadowing of tutoring? No, to be honest, I was always actually like capable of teaching people. You know, it's always something that I was able to achieve. You know, I don't think my career into my part-time job, which is now tutoring, I don't think it led to that. I think just in general, and I know this as well because I can look back in the experience, and I do know people that do come back and become mentors as well. And in fact, if there was any time I wanted to actually improve my music again, if I were to actually build myself up back to the level I was back in the orchestra, because no doubt about it, if I were to play the trumpet right now, there's no way I'll be as good as I was. So if I were to practice and to really build, oh my god, what a brilliant goal! And Blackburn take a shock lead against West Brom. Brilliant goal by Lewis Travis. But yeah, if I could build myself up back to that level, I would undoubtedly mentor and be featured, because the things with those mentors, what they do right, they have you play around in the orchestra, and then they have moments where we just work with the instruments, and then I'll teach them. My most embarrassing moment ever? Oh god, where do I begin? I've got to be careful when I say this. Um, I'm just trying to think of a moment which could be okay, for me to spill out. Um, One thing that I will say, I was highly intoxicated one night out, and there was one time I was so drunk, I collapsed in a heap in an accommodation, and because of this, I missed the whole night out. Yeah, the night out with Jack, I think that's got to be the moment. That's literally this. The thing is, Jack can't stop going on about this. I'm like, I'm sorry, but there's been other moments where you've been in the firing line. I won't mention those moments behind his back, otherwise he'll kill me for it. But there's been other moments where he's been involved in stuff that I won't share out. But that'll be that. Yeah, the night out with Jack. The thing is with that one was because I lost a FIFA forfeit, and I had basically a whole row of vodka shots. Had them all in one glass, had it in two. Oh, it makes me feel sick thinking about it now. If you picture a glass about that size, and the vodka was right at the top, I downed it within 2 sips. So if this was a pub golf, I would have only got 2 points. So yeah, I somehow had it in two, and then I was completely fine for about the first 2 hours, and then within the third hour, I literally fell to the floor. And it was honestly actually quite scary now that I think about it now, because I was completely out of control. For what I remember sitting in the bathroom, and then I just remember hitting my head, and just like that, darkness, and anything that happened, I would not have remembered. And then I wake up in the recovery position, which I'm like, okay, that's a good start, isn't it? And then I wake up on a mattress. I look at my watch, and I realise I've been out cold for 5 hours, which is absolutely crazy. So yeah, that might be my most embarrassing moment, because it was supposed to be the first time I was in a night out with Jack, and obviously I was completely screwed. Yeah, basically what it was, every goal I conceded was a shot of vodka, and I remember it was against a really good FIFA player, and I I took the lead against him in that game. I took the lead, and everyone was thinking, "Oh my god, is he going to really go and shock everyone?" I think I was Chelsea and he was Liverpool, so it was an even match, and I took the lead, and I was in the lead for about, I think, until the 50th minute he equalised, and then for like a good, like for the final 30 minutes, he like wanted revenge. You know, he was on a rampage, and I think in the end he won 7-1. So I had 7 shots of vodka in the end, but of course it was put in one glass, which I think was very stupid of me. Yeah, 5 hours. Yeah, I know. But the thing is, and do you know what's worse about it? And it's one thing that I've not really forgiven anyone for. Basically, it was a dilemma, right? I was out cold, and one of my friends, who was called Finn, at the time, thought, you know what, I'm not going out. Leaving him on his own is a bit scary. But apparently, if he stayed, no one would have gone on a night out. So I was just left on my own. No one was there. I was on my own for 5 hours. I could have choked, uh, you know, on my tongue or even on my own vomit or stuff like that. It literally was very, very dangerous. So yeah, it's something that won't happen to me again. That's one thing that I'm for certain for. But be very careful, guys, when you drink, especially with university mates as well. They get a little bit crazy. Do I have any pets? If so, what do you have? I have 2 cats, and in fact, you would have met one of them because sometimes he gate crashes a stream. You would not have met the other one because she is so antisocial, but equally just as charismatic. So yeah, I've got 2 cats, both the same breed as well, Maine Coons as well. Can you name something that you've done that people didn't know about? Um, I legit don't think I've ever kept anything to myself. Yeah, legit, I actually don't think I've kept anything to myself ever. I think at least one of my friends, whether it's Paul or Jack, they would have known at least one thing that I would have done in my life. Because the problem is, I couldn't live with it. My mental capacity would just be absolutely like just taken away, thinking, how can I keep this on my own? So I would have to tell anyone. Um, if anything, I think my friends know me more than my family, to be honest. Yeah, that's right, Charlie. It is all by myself. So oh my god, no, I wasn't in the mood to sing all of that. I was zombified after that, and I was very ill. I was ill for a good 2 days after that as well, so I thought I might have to go to hospital if I don't recover soon. But no, eventually I did. I did recover eventually come the afternoon. I just needed like a slice of toast and a cup of tea. That is something that I recommend all of you have, after a night out. A slice of toast, especially butter, with a cup of tea always does you well after a night out. Excuse me. Right, now I've got Luton and Birmingham, Clash of Styles. Should be a good game. Is there something from your school days which was hilarious? I'm trying to think. The thing is, in school, it sounds really sad, but I was always... Oh, milkshake, that's always funny. Um, the thing is about the school, um, I was always the target of the jokes. It sounds really sad, and it sounds like I'm, trying to victimize myself a bit. But any sort of joke and funny moments will be at my expense, so I don't know if I really want to share it, but no, there was one moment where I'm just trying to think which moment should I say. Oh god, no, I remember. Oh, Shrewsbury Hall, what a save! There was one moment I remember. One of my mates ate a tuna wrap, and he dropped it on the floor, so it went to waste. And we were all just messing around. We were playing football, and we were picking each other up, etc. As you do, with friends. And I remember, I remember, they tried to pick me up, and they tried to place me down on this pile of tuna and this disgusting wrap that my mate had eaten. I tussled and wanted to get away, and then as a result, I did the full splits, and my trousers were completely ripped. They were completely ripped. Now the only good thing I had with that was that I had a really long baggy coat. So And the problem was you weren't allowed to wear coats in lessons. So I only had 2 lessons left in that week. So I had to wrap around my coat around my waist area like a skirt, when I ever sit down. Because if you sit down, you've got basically, your boxes literally and just your whole package just showing in front of everyone. And heck, I needed to hide it. So I had to wrap my coat around myself like a skirt. So when it got to outside, I could wear the coat normally, but I had to always pull the coat down, making sure that no one could see, my trousers, with a big gaping hole in that. That was the only good thing was the fact that it was only 2 lessons left. So it was the only 2 lessons where I had to literally wear my coat like a skirt, and basically pull it down to the lowest level that I could. But yeah, that was a funny moment, which they'll never forget. And I'll see them as well this week as well, so I'll probably might remind them on it now. Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley, who's winning? I think Jake Paul, actually. I hate to say it, but I think he'll win. Thanks to whoever's just subscribed to the channel, by the way. I'm 742 now, so we're 8 away from 750. Remember, 750, you'll get a 30-minute game video where I talk a bit openly as well. And it means we're 75% away from 1,000 subs. And to remind you what will happen if I get 1,000 subs is this. You get to see a full 90-minute game of me playing in football. You'll get to do Q&A as well. It'll be in a video form as well. You'll get a Premier League prediction league as well. And then the one that people get most excited about, when I get 1,000 subs, it also warrants me a collaboration with BENHD. Is BENHD and Ben Bloom on the undercard for Battle of the Bens? To be honest, I think they have too much respect for each other for the undercard, and Luton have just taken the lead, and it's Ryan Tunnicliffe, who's no longer a Luton Town player. He has now scored for Luton Town. By the way, the club he's playing for, Portsmouth, right now, how well are they doing so far? They've got 3 wins in a row at the moment. I know Portsmouth were going to be up there, but I didn't think they were going to get 3 wins in a row at the moment. And I think them and Burton are the only 2 teams in League 2 with 100% starts so far. Should be an interesting competition. Cheese on toast, yeah, cheese on toast. I completely agree. That's also a good thing to have after a night out too. I completely agree. Oh mate, this has been a fun stream. I've talked about my music background, and I've actually given you a bit of proof as well about my background as well. I don't talk lies when I do music stuff. It's not me trying to say, oh, this is like tiny bit of me comparing myself to Benjamin Bloom or whatever. I was actually up there, and unfortunately, stuff happens. From best to worst of all Championship creators you watch. Oh, I can't do that, Charlie. What if it affects my chance of me working with them in the future? Portsmouth are doing so well as they have Danny and Nick Cowley. Don't know why we sacked them. At the time, I didn't get it because obviously Huddersfield just beat West Brom actually when you sacked them as well. They got them to a stable position, and actually if they stuck with them, I think they could have built something with Huddersfield. So I did think it was quite erratic. I don't know why they pulled them away so quickly there. What was I going to say? Yeah, best Championship creators to worst. I can't do worst. I can't. The best ones would have to be BENHD by a long way. Then I would say, you know what? Controversy alert, but I've actually taken to liking Matt SB a little bit more than Benjamin Bloom. That's not me hating him at all, but just prefer his style a little bit. And then in terms of other ones I watch, there's not too many others I do watch. Brummy Joe I watch occasionally, but unfortunately he's not quite at that level for me. Oh, Stumpeg as well. In fact, she's up there, but because she doesn't upload too frequently, I can't really place her, in that same upper echelon of those content creators. But I've done a tier list of that recently. So if you want to find out, then you can look at that video. what it was like ranking the football YouTubers from worst to best. I think, when did I do this? I did this video quite recently. It was just before I did the Euros. Yeah, small YouTuber ranks big football YouTubers. The one I did 1 month ago. That's the best video to find out for that question. Davo, I don't actually think I've seen this stuff. Forest Green are the only team in League 2 to win all games so far. Yes, I have noticed that. One thing I'm noticing in League 2 is just I'm trying to see, well, I do have to keep my eye on League 2 a little bit because of Colchester, but I always make sure I look at the newly promoted sides as well. One thing I'm really scared about is seeing Oldham, seeing how far down they are. You know, they're a former Premier League club, and the fact that they could be disappearing before us is quite amazing. You know, we already saw, Notts County, a founding Football League member, disappear from the EFL. Are we about to get one of the founding members of the Premier League disappear before us? Colchester lost. No, they didn't lose. They equalised in the 95th minute from a penalty. Nah, they didn't, Charlie Brown. I was going to say yes, but no, they didn't. They actually equalised in the 95th minute with a penalty. It was against Mansfield, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Freddie Sears who scored the penalty in the 95th minute. So we held a point. It's 2 points in 3 games. So it's not amazing, isn't it? You know, Hartlepool are above us after 1 match. You know, they played 1 match less than us. So it's not a good sign for Colchester at the moment. I'm not too confident. I never am confident with Colchester, to be honest with you, though. So what's going to be after Luton Birmingham? I'm just preparing myself now. So after Luton Birmingham, it's going to be... So I've done Cardiff, I've done Coventry, I've done Bournemouth, done Blackburn, done Derby, done Fulham, done Luton. So the only games left... Oh, okay, so after this, we've only got 3 games left. We've got Preston, Peterborough, Sheffield United... Okay, so it's going to be Preston, Peterborough next. That's a big game. Huddersfield beat Preston yesterday with 0 shots on target. Yeah, I mean, it was the own goal, wasn't it? So it doesn't count as a shot on target from Huddersfield's sake. So, yeah, typical Championship result that, to win with no shots on target. You know, only thing you do see in the Championship is those sorts of stats as well. But also, at the same time, I actually felt Huddersfield deserved it. They created the better chances. Preston didn't do anywhere near enough. So, justifiably, a lot of people are worried about Preston, and there's the banners we're seeing as well. It's not great, and the fact that they're still losing games. You know, there's a planned protest going on at Deepdale when they play against Peterborough, so it's not a good sign. And I can only wish Preston fans the best, really, because it's a really bad situation to find themselves. I was thinking of doing a video today on where did it all go wrong for Preston, but I don't know, that could be the next Football Tales I do. But the thing is, one thing I have, which is an idea which I'm tempted to experiment. If I were to get in contact with Ben himself, would he be able to read from my script and, you know, use his voice, you know, to do the Football Tales in my video? Because I feel like I can't speak about Preston on behalf of Ben. Ben is Preston. So I feel if I were to do like that sort of video on my channel, I would have really wanted Ben, you know, to have his, you know, commentary on it. So I would like work on the script, and he would find a way to you know, read it, and I would edit all of it, and you know, and if anything as well, no one knows Preston more than him as well, so he'd be undoubtedly the best one to go for. Thanks for the likes, by the way. Still 27 likes, so we're still 3 away from 30 likes. If you haven't liked the stream, please do so. We're still on 742. We're 8 away from 750. If you've not subscribed, please do so. It does really help. Now, I've just noticed my posture has been really bad today, so I'm looking really, really tiny on the camera. There we go. That's much better. In fact, I need to be a bit closer to the camera. Oh my gosh. Well, Peterborough have taken a very early lead already from Siriki Dembele. That's literally the worst thing that Preston can afford at the moment. Preston are behind against Peterborough. Let's see this here. No defending there. Top corner. 1-0 Peterborough. Preston are suffering the Ridsdale debt. He's damaged clubs over he's been at, and now he's been at 10 years. Preston the next. The thing is, I've looked into Peter Ridsdale because I did look into him, Charlie, funny enough, when I did the Football Fairy Tales on Leeds. And I was thinking, Ridsdale sounds familiar. Where have I talked about Ridsdale? And then I found out. Bingo. I've spoken about him when I spoke about Leeds because he, I forgot what was the manager? Who was the manager who spent so much money? I can't remember because basically Ridsdale, oh my God, these are some brilliant goals we've seen. Sirikin Dembele is completely tearing Preston apart, and this could be what might happen in real life as well if Preston cannot defend. Unbelievable start we're seeing here. What a brilliant bit of play we're seeing by Peterborough. But yeah, it was I've forgotten his name. It was Dave someone, I think. Dave O'Leary, I think. Is that his name? I think it was someone O'Leary, who spent so much money to get players in, and it was like within a couple of years they had Champions League and then relegation, and it was almost like he was gambling, making sure that Leeds would go through. But if you gamble and bet against a team, then it was it's always going to cost you. Yeah, it is Leary. I thought so. So when you bet against a club, but when you also bet financially against it. I mean, I've looked at this doing an accountancy course. If you bet against a share, if you bet against it, you've got to understand the risks involved. But the thing is, taking those risks against a football club is not an option. It's like when a doctor in a hospital, is going to take a risky operation, to potentially save someone's life. The thing is, if you're not too sure about it, you don't take those risks, because what you're playing with is life. Football clubs and stadiums are life. You cannot play with that. And the fact that Ridsdale was so easy to do all of that, it's incredible to me. It really is. I knew he joined Cardiff, and I knew as soon as he left, when the Malaysian guys took over, Cardiff started to gain their success. Then he joined Barnsley, didn't he? And he almost got them liquidated. I remember going through that in my Football Fairy Tales as well. And then, obviously, Preston. And then he joined, and then in fact, his first season joining Preston, they get relegated. So, unfortunately, he's been a virus in that charge. Although, what I will say, he was the owner, but he's moved down to the technical advisor. Trevor Hummings is Preston's owner. But technical advisor is basically, it's the one who's involved in improving the squad. The transfer advisor. It's the equivalent of Marina from Chelsea, or Petr Cech from Chelsea. Preston have him as their representative in that field. And I'm sorry, I mean, I know they had potential good players coming in over these years, but what has really let Preston down is the promises he's had. He's promised good replacements for Ben Pearson, Ben Davies. The Ben Davies scenario I feel a little bit sympathy for, because it was a good money deal that he couldn't really turn down. But the thing is, are you really telling me that Sepp van den Berg is Ben Davies quality? He's not. Are you telling me Ben Whiteman is Ben Pearson quality? He's not. Wake up call. They're not getting these players in. It's nowhere near enough. So that has been what's been a real letdown. The recruitment side of it has been atrocious, and he's going to be in charge of recruiting these players in. Alex, if you search our career, Ridsdale, every club has suffered except from Preston. He sacked their manager, then moved down straight up. Yeah, that's the thing. He sacked, I think it was Phil Brown who was managing them at the time. He sacked them, and then within a couple of weeks, he moves down, from owner to chief advisor. Probably because Preston have been the least affected by him being a technical chief advisor rather than the owner. In previous examples, he's been the owner. But what sort of evidence he's given me is that he's not really good at saving his money, isn't he? He's a businessman in the end of it. And for me, he doesn't play his cards right well at all. When you don't have the intelligence as a businessman and you're running a football club, it's really going to be difficult for you to survive. It's really... It's, I can't stress that enough. You need a good businessman. You need someone who needs to know the market trends. And when you've got someone who is as flawed as Ridsdale, which can show from his career and CV, it doesn't give you any confidence. And I don't blame the Preston fans feeling that way. This is going to be a goal. That's a good goal by Preston. This could be the chance for them to get back into this. It's Alan Brown with the goal as well. For me, one of the few Preston players who I've seen has really cared about the situation at the moment, and is really feeling sick to his stomach how bad Preston have been so far. It's a good goal as well. Sorry, let me see comments. Huddersfield will promise better players and more depth this season, and we haven't been given it. Huddersfield's situation is interesting because I was a bit surprised in general when your owner left, after when they got relegated from the Premier League, and then to have suddenly a change of ownership, and then, I don't know. I think the thing is, Carlos Corberán was given a lot of depth defending-wise, but going forward, it's pretty much the same squad. So, I don't know whether it's Corberán who said I need better defenders, but even with that, Preston have not shown to me that they've really improved defensively. I think Corberán is a manager that can't organise teams to defend. I think, definitely getting a better manager in who can do that can definitely do that. But also, I just think, I don't know, it's difficult because he's new in the managerial game, isn't he? So it's difficult to really go hard on him. Imagine a few years back if Preston signed Dickey instead of Bauer. My God, he's just like, he would fit the Preston mould so perfectly, developing young players. I think another thing as well, which I think Ben did touch on, always there's a chance. Good save. What a brilliant save. Something that did Ben touch on. Ridsdale also changed strategies. Preston for a good number of years have all been about developing young players and using their potential. He did that with Jordan Hugill. He did that with Callum Robinson. He's done that with Ben Davies. He's done that with Ben Pearson. And when they were all together, that was when Preston really ticked as a club. I think it was actually their highest finish in the Championship when all of them were playing together in the squad. But unfortunately, their recruitment has just not been up there. Their recruitment from afterwards has just been washed up, League One, old experienced players. Here's Sammy Smodics, and he scored the third goal for Peterborough. Any chance of Preston have came back into it have just been completely thwarted by Sammy Smodics. Fotis, welcome to the stream. If you're new, everyone do give Fotis a warm welcome. If Corberán asked for better players, he would be sacked. God, really? It's just, that's the thing. I think at the same time, part of it is just a power struggle between the manager and the owner as well. That's another thing as well. You've got the stakeholder versus the shareholder comparison. You've got the stakeholder being an employee, being Corberán, but you've got the shareholder being, the owner, which would be, Huddersfield owner in that case. They ultimately have the power. If you get out of their way, they have the power just to get rid of their employers. And that's, it's bad, but it's in every way. It's in restaurants. It's in, schools. It's in every business you have. You've got a power struggle between the stakeholders and the shareholders. And unfortunately, has never been more evident in football for what I've seen. There's no prolific striker for them either. Yeah, I mean, why Ched Evans? Just why? What stopped them going for someone like a Lyle Taylor? I know he's not scored, but you would have backed him to score more for what Ched Evans has done so far. Ched Evans had only had one 10-plus goal a season ever in the Championship, which was 2000, which at that time was 10 years ago. So that is just really shocking. I don't get it. It's really, the club is really going down, and it's sad for me to see that because Preston are such a proud historic club. They've got a lot of history, but they've really been ruined. They really have. No problem, man. We always make sure we welcome all of our new viewers. If you're new around here, please give the video a like. It does tremendously help. We're still on 27 likes, so we're only 3 likes away from 30. And if you've not hit that red subscribe button, please do so. That also really helps. Preston 1, Peterborough 3. That's a big scoreline. Now, I think we've only got 2 games left. The penultimate game is a huge game in terms of the teams lower down in the table. It is Sheffield United. There they are. And they are playing up against Huddersfield Town. Now, we've got to get rid of that. So, Huddersfield is right there. Yorkshire Derby as well, which should be exciting. I think I'm going to have to do the blue strip there. There you go. Right. Thank you guys for tuning in, by the way. I've really appreciated all of you coming in. Thank you to whoever's just liked to subscribe. Thank you so much for that. We are now 7 away from 750. When we hit 750, I will give you guys a special video. Likely, to reiterate, it will be a gaming video where I talk a little bit about my life. The last time we did that was about a year ago, actually, when I did that 30-minute Call of Duty session. I might do a different game this time by if there's a popular demand. Probably not FIFA. FIFA would be the wrong game for me to actually focus and talk about life properly. Preston need a point by game week 5, or it's looking doom and gloom. The thing is, I remembered looking at their first 6 games, and I thought Preston were given such a generous opening 6 games. You know, to lose to Peterborough, Huddersfield, and Hull potentially in their opening 4 games. Not good. Not good at all. Going forward, they don't have any inspiration for me. They've got, I don't know, like Barkusen for pace, but in terms of shooting, Sean Maguire has not got the confidence. Ched Evans is not good enough. Reese is not good enough. Defending wise, back 5 not good enough. Iverson's not stepped up, you know, to the same level he did last season. Jason Story, Andy Hughes, both not good enough. Patrick Bauer had that long-term injury, so I feel a little bit sorry for him, but he's not good enough, unfortunately. I just don't see anyone who can really improve it. Daniel Johnson could just be the only player who might be able to save him on his own. But if you don't give him the service, then he can't do it by himself, can he? I remembered like a couple of seasons ago, you know, when they lost the likes of Hugh Gill and these players, they really relied on Robinson for success. But if they didn't replace, then this is always inevitably going to happen. Eventually, those players are going to go. You know, they've been a complacent club for way too long, and Huddersfield have taken the lead against Sheffield United. That's a big goal, and it's Lewis O'Brien, that guy heavily linked with a move away. Wow, what a brilliant goal this is. Very static defending by Sheffield United there, where they themselves, if they lose to West Brom, they got to look at Huddersfield as a must-win game. They can't just rely on DJ, or we'll potentially go and challenge. I mean, if DJ goes before the transfer window ends, then I'd almost write them off completely now. Unless they get rid of McAvoy. I think another thing as well, people are realising, you know, Alex Neil is someone who was ridiculed a little bit, someone that was made fun of a little bit with the media, you know, with his tactics and stuff. But he's a good manager, and you've seen that now. You've seen how good he was for Preston. You know, he got a team out of a championship. I think a lot of people forget that. He's a promotion-winning manager. Do you know what I won't be surprised to see? If Simon Grayson gets sacked to Fleetwood because they had an atrocious start, McAvoy leaves, and then they get Simon Grayson back and they try and save themselves with him, and then it goes wrong. You know what? That would be such... If I were to call that, then that would be an unbelievable call. What a save by Ramsdale. Huddersfield having all the chances right now. Looked like it was Karoma who had that shot there. Poor defending again, but a brilliant save by Ramsdale. Yeah, and I feel really sad because Preston have been a team who've just, for me, have been a team that's been a bit boring. Just, did you just say Grayson back to Preston? You see, the thing is, Grayson took them out of League One. If anything, if Preston get relegated and he leaves Fleetwood, don't be surprised with how much of a joke that their ownership is if they get Grayson back. You know, why would Alex Neil go back to this right now with how he was treated and hounded out of the club? No way. He wouldn't be. If there was an ounce of ambition, Preston would go for a championship quality manager. But unfortunately, the ambition has not been there. And because Preston have relatively been safe, you know, they've gone away with it. But now they've had their terrible start. It has now been shown, exposed to their core. And now there's nowhere to hide for Trevor Hummings and Peter Ridsdale. It really is. And it's sad for me to talk about this. It really is. Because I like Preston as a club. I really do. But they deserve much better. They deserve much better than this. They really do. I hate to see any club struggling, you know, with the incompetence of people running right at the top. Grayson failed recently at Blackpool, and now he's Barter's replacement at Fleetwood. Well, I mean, right now, whilst he did do well at Fleetwood in the second half of last season, he's not done well this season, hasn't he? So, I don't know. It's just Grayson, obviously, he had that Sunderland stint, which was a disaster. Could it be a scenario like Nathan Jones, you know, if he returns to his like club where he had a load of success from, you know, ideally it'll work again? I don't know. I don't know. I don't really want to think about what Preston are going to do right now because I'm scared for them. I really am. You know, based on the fact they really struggled to score against a Huddersfield side who conceded 5 last weekend. It really exposes the fact that defensively they're not good enough and attacking wise they're not good enough. And when you've got 2 big areas of the pitch that are not good enough, then that's a problem. That's a big problem. You know, for the attacking sense, you've got DJ, but then you can't transition it to Reece or Ched Evans. They're not reliable. Then in the defensive point, you've got Whiteman or Alan Brown, but you can't rely on someone like Bauer, Story, or Hughes, because defending-wise, they're not good enough either. Josh Earl, you know, don't know why he was playing, to be honest, you know, because he's been someone who's been loaned out every single year. I don't know why he's been given a chance all of a sudden. It's not like their squad's, you know, lacking depth or whatever. They've got plenty of players in that squad. They really do. I think that's my rant over. Well, hopefully anyway, unless someone else has another thing to say about it. Right, but meanwhile, look at this. 0-1, Huddersfield beating Sheffield United. And if this happens, then this would be a big result for them. Oh, this could be a chance, maybe. Or I don't know if it's going to lead to a goal or not. Votis has just commented saying, I am from Greece. I recently watched a game in the EFL Championship and I just want to know which are some good teams that I could support. Oh, right, okay. I like that you're asking me for this because the thing is, I don't support a Championship team. If there's a Championship team I think you should support, I would always say Luton Town because you don't know what to expect from them. Luton Town have started so well this season. And I think they can be a team to watch. QPR's another team. If you want to support a team full of history and success, Forest, you know, they're one of the few Championship teams, you know, with European success. If you want to support a team that's actually won the Premier League, you've got to look at Blackburn Rovers. If you want to support the team that's won the first ever, you know, football premiership in their history, you've got to look at Preston North End. The first Invincibles, you'll look at Preston North End to support. You know, all of these clubs have achieved so much. You personally say QPR or for the style for them, yeah. If you want to be entertained, and that's a goal, and Sheffield United have equalised. That's a big blow. If you want to be stressed most weeks, Birmingham. John Fleck with the goal as well. Yeah, if you want to be entertained, I say QPR. I say for a journey team, Luton Town. But, you know, right now, I think, you know, if you were to start supporting team, yeah, I think QPR or Luton would be a good team to start off with, potentially. But to be honest, you know, I don't support either of the teams, you know. I'm just happy just to see how every single team does. Only times I may support a team is that if I've predicted a score and I'd want them to score to get a score prediction right, that'd be the only time I'd be supporting the team to score or not. If Huddersfield sack Corberan, who should we get in? I don't know, personally. I don't know who you could go for. No problem, Fotis. I truly appreciate it. I don't know who's out there, to be honest. Someone like Michael Apperton could be a shout. You know, obviously someone you're getting from a League One. You know, obviously getting, you know, Another Lincoln manager, obviously you've got Danny Cowley, of course. Maybe someone getting like Michael Abberton when he's recovered from his cancer treatment. Maybe could be one. I was about to say Danny Cowley, but then I remembered you actually already tried your luck with him, didn't you? I guess if things don't work well with Ipswich and Paul Cook's not convinced with a whole project there, Paul Cook could be one. I'd still back him as a Championship manager. I gotta say, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank could be one. Carl Robinson. The thing is with Carl Robinson, he's had one season in the Championship, I believe, with MK Dons. And I'm still not convinced with him, being a stable Championship manager. I mean, I guess the same could be said for Darren Ferguson, really, to be honest with you. But I don't know. What I say, I think what Huddersfield will do, I think they'll either scout an unknown quantity from a different country, or they'll scout someone from, League One. Martin O'Neill, the thing is, Martin O'Neill, it's not the best of football, isn't it? And I don't know. If Huddersfield were in a relatively safe position, but they're disappointed with their results, then Martin O'Neill might not be a bad shout. But at the same time, Martin O'Neill, when he was at Forest, he wasn't really too good, wasn't he? Right, so we've got the final game. Sadly, this is the final game for this stream. It is Stoke going up against... Oh, God, Stoke against Forest. Now, I've just realised I've got under 20 minutes until I'm needed for a shift. So this game better end quickly. I can't waffle on this time. I've got to be very, very quick now. No replays and stuff like that. I've got to be needed for a shift very, very soon. So I've just been looking at my Twitter a little bit, because some people have just been, some people just commenting a lot of stuff. If we're really struggling, I'll get Big Sam. I don't think Big Sam will go down to the Championship. I've got to be honest. I don't think he will. I think Big Sam's going to take a bit of a break. Personally, obviously, he took West Brom down. I think his managerial star is fading, and same goes for Mark Hughes. I think his one's fading as well, which he was linked with some Championship clubs recently, but I don't think he will manage either. Yap Stan, I don't think so. Based on how much he may hate Huddersfield for denying him a Premier League season, I don't think he'll jump to Huddersfield. Although I could be wrong. But God, Yap Stan back in the Championship would be interesting to say the least. Yeah, thank you, Wally Watto, by the way, for subscribing. I just noticed one of my subscribers was Wally Watto. Do you remember Reading's video for Yap? Do you mean their Oh God, yeah, I do. They had that silly Royals song, and they had that rap section that sounded a bit like Pitbull. I don't know why they had it. It was cringeworthy. It was like a World Cup parody song. I don't know. It's not. It was something I wasn't a fan of. I will say. Neil Harris might not be a bad shout actually. If he does want to manage back in the Championship, yeah, Neil Harris might not be a bad shout to be honest. If they can offer him a good deal, then yeah, you know what? That's not a bad shout, to be fair, Blue Terrier. I think Neil Harris is not a bad option. Just depends if he's holding out to manage another club, and he'll be determined to, manage in the Championship again, which I'm pretty sure he will. For the fact he managed Cardiff pretty quickly, then yeah, I think he will. If Huddersfield come calling. It'll just be a little bit of a drop off, no disrespect. Always a chance. Kravinovic with the goal, and Nottingham Forest take the lead. Huddersfield Town are glad announced that Gary Monk will take caretaker charge against during the month of December. I don't see it. Gary Monk, I don't think will be back for some time. I think the stress he's been under Birmingham and Sheffield Wednesday, I don't think he'll be back for a while. I think we are going to see a big managerial merry-go-round though. I'm going to predict 13 managers to be sacked. That's crazy potentially, but I think we're going to see 13 sackings. Really reflecting the unlucky number, the unlucky 13. I think that's the amount of sackings we'll get. How many sackings did we get last season? I'm going to quickly check. I'll quickly go on the wiki page now. 13. Yeah, 13. You know, just had to call it. Only problem is he can't spend money. He has to be good at bringing young. Yeah, that's the thing. And you know what? It would have been good for Huddersfield if they had Lee Bowyer, I feel. But obviously, you know, Birmingham kept calling at the right time. One thing I'm going to say, and one thing I'm going to anticipate, I'm going to predict that Steve Cooper is going to manage Crystal Palace some point this season. Because I don't see Vieira surviving the full season if Palace perform like they did against Chelsea every single week. I think Steve Cooper will come in the Premier League. I'll be very surprised if he doesn't join Crystal Palace for me. He'll reunite with some of his players as well. It'll be a match made in heaven for him, wouldn't it? I'm just trying to work out how many sackings we had last year. Managerial changes. That's it. So I'm gonna start it off with Gerard Struber being the first one sacked. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 managers left. So we had Struber, Lamucci, Gary Monk, Philip Koku, Vladimir Ivic, Tony Pulis, Neil Harris, Jason Tyndall, Dean Holden, Ita Karanka and Alex Neil leave their jobs last year, which was 11. I think there will be more sackings this year, personally. Heated expectations, more expectations. Fans will be hungry for success. I think we'll see 13, mate. If not 13th, then 15. I genuinely think we will see some more sackings this year. Thanks for the support, guys. We're 1 like away from 30 likes, which is incredible. And please, if you've not hit that subscribe button, please do so. We are 7 away from 750, which is incredible. 750 would be a fantastic goal. It really would. Top 5 options for Blue Terrier would be O'Neill, Harris, Lambert, Nellen and Pulis. I definitely would say O'Neill and Harris would be reliable. I'm not sure about Paul Lambert at all. I'd be a bit scared for Paul Lambert, if I've got to be honest. Neil Lennon is a weird one. I could see it, but at the same time, it'll be a bit uninspiring for me. And then Tony Pulis, obviously, with what happened with Sheffield Wednesday, you could argue maybe he didn't have enough time there. Yeah, I guess he probably could do it, but yeah, I'm not too sure about Lambert and Lennon for me. I think they'd be a bit risky if you were to appoint them. But that's just my opinion. You know, they could completely change the club. You know, and that's me being honest. You know, of course, I love Lambert. I like he was involved with Colchester for a little bit. Took Colchester up the leagues, of course. You know, got snapped up by Norwich, of course, annoyingly. You know, one that were literally within a couple of miles radius from us. But yeah, unfortunately, you know, whilst he had his time in the Premier League, you know, unfortunately, his managerial career has just been not given the best of reputations, sadly. So yeah, unfortunately, guys, this is the final game, and unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to speak to you guys for a lot because I'm needed in the next 10 or so minutes to do a shift in my tutoring role. So yeah, that's going to be very, very interesting. Lequan Henry, welcome. Just to let you know that this will be the final game. I mean, it is the final game. I'm saying it for a fact, but also, unfortunately, I'm needed for tutoring in the next 10 minutes, so I'm going to be very quick to leave the stream today. So anything you want to ask me it now. But also, if you've not liked the stream, I would do it now, and please subscribe if you haven't done so. You know, all of that would really, really help. I'm just trying to find comments. I did say Huddersfield announcing Gary Monk, yeah. There was a time Paul Lambert was very good, and I could see him being one of a few bad clubs. Yeah, one good example, Aston Villa. When he was at Aston Villa, Norwich actually. I think Norwich at the start was unbelievable. Then Villa took him, and he did well in his first couple of years, and then things just got wrong for him, didn't they? You know, Villa just ultimately they lost players and it was more difficult for them to perform. And then Lambert just ultimately was just kind of chucked around. And then he had a couple of stints in the lower leagues, and then ultimately, unfortunately, he hasn't really built his reputation elsewhere. Had joined Ipswich recently, of course, and then obviously didn't really keep them up. What's my job? A tutor. So I teach people. So yeah, I'm needed for one of my students in the next 10 minutes, basically. No, I was on about the jobs amazing. I was on about the jobs and amazed of his chances of coming to the championship. Well, yeah, but also it's just like he started right from the bottom and he got Colchester up to their promised land, which was the championship, and then he was given the chance with Norwich, and he did well eventually, but then unfortunately, he just it really did project him. I felt a really good career out of it. It's a shame how it went around for me. Okay, this could be the final chance. Nick Powell on the ball. It looks like it's going to be held on for Forest, unless they get a last goal here. Oh, volley in the last minute, and it's saved. So that will have to be it. So every single game has been predicted by FIFA. And that will wrap it up for this stream as well. Unfortunately, I can't really talk for too much now. So that'll wrap it up for today's stream. If you guys enjoyed it, please give the stream a like. It does tremendously help. Unfortunately, no video today. I've not got time for one, unfortunately. So hopefully this will be enough for you guys today. Please like the video if you haven't done so. It does help. And please subscribe if you haven't. And please, most importantly, share this video, because if we do so, that is how we'll grow in popularity together. That'll wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are legendary for the stream. As always, I'll see you guys very, very soon. Take care.